Hello, good evening, how are you? I'm not in London, although my t-shirt says London. I'm in Paris, and it is the night of the full moon, the day after solstice. Excuse the color around me. It's not because I'm cold, it's because I'm in a white room and I needed something to break the color. Anyway, wow, what an incredible past few days, what an incredible past few weeks. What does the future hold for all of us? I think many of us have been walking and covering old ground, closing cycles. You know, most people come to Paris for a romantic weekend or something of that description. And I came here to meet someone that's part of my future, and someone that I met in Moscow. And we were supposed to meet last night, but unfortunately our paths crossed in a different way. And today we finally hooked up in a really cool cafe in Paris. And he told me that last night he was waiting for me, and he drank 5 whiskeys between the time that he arrived and left, and actually 5 minutes after he left I arrived. So it was a good timing that he left. Otherwise it wouldn't have been such a memorable day today, I don't believe, for either of us. So there's a lot of nostalgia about this visit to Moscow. What I mean to Paris, because I've come here with my divine counterpart in 2012, 2013. I came here with my children and ex-wife in 2010, 2008, I think, 2010, 2011, possibly 2010, I believe. And today is the 22nd of December, is my daughter's 21st birthday. And like today, like then on her birth, I wasn't in Australia when she was born, I was in Croatia. Today's her 21st birthday and I'm here in Paris and she's in Croatia. And her mum is in Australia. But we still managed to share that love that we have between us, that unconditional love. And we felt it. And no matter what I say or do to convince people that separation is an illusion, it literally is an illusion. We may feel different because this person's not alongside us or with us, but the memories are there. It triggers the energies. This triggers the chemicals in our mind. This triggers the chemicals in our bodies to regenerate that feeling and that sensation. And as I said just now, normally people come to Paris for a weekend, and I've been here for many weekends with partners, with lovers, with children. And today's the first time I've been here walking the streets on my own and exploring the city through a different set of eyes, not trying to please someone, not trying to do something for someone else, just doing what I want to do, doing what the fuck I want to do, and going down the roads that I want to go down. I don't have anybody to keep happy except myself, do I? And it's just a completely different experience that everyone was with me anyway, because the love that I share with these wonderful women and people and my children is forever present. And I brought that with me today, and I shared that with my children. I shared that with with various people in my life as sending energy. And just the thought of me being here was, why am I here? And I knew I was coming here to meet this particular person who flew from Moscow to meet me. And we both flew here for a particular reason, because it's part of the future plan for 2019. And in the space of 2 hours, we achieved everything. We had lunch, we had talks, we discussed what needed to be discussed, we shook hands, we hugged, we said goodbye. We'll see you in the new year, we'll see you in March, or we'll see you whenever. But that short space of time generated the energy necessary to allow these other things to manifest, or to continue that manifestation journey, because certain things need certain things to be triggered to enable other events to occur. So if we're walking around in life and certain things aren't happening to us, perhaps there's somebody else or something that hasn't been completed before to enable you to manifest what is missing or what is not part of your life right now. And right now, I'm in the most strangest of places because I don't have a fixed place of abode. I'm sleeping in some cheap hotel right now, but I'm sleeping on somebody else's couch in Ibiza. And I'm in transit. I'm in limbo. But I feel free. I feel completely at one with myself. I know exactly the direction that I'm going, and I don't know how I'm going to get there, but I know the direction I'm going. I know what shall be done. I know what is necessary to be done. And I just have to have faith that it will get done. Because there are certain things that are part of this journey that require money, of course, certain things that require other people. But one thing I found of late is that the more we rely on ourselves to do anything, the more power and more energy we receive ourselves. You know, when we rely on other people to get where we need to go or to do something for us, it's very frustrating because if it gets done wrong, if it gets done late, if something happens, it's always in somebody else's hands. And that's a challenge for any person. Are you going to blame that person or are you just going to suck it and see? I've been in situations the last month where I've had to suck it and see because I can't point any fingers at anyone except myself. And that's really what it is. It's accepting responsibility for everything and anything that we are able to do. If there's anything that we want to do, we should be able to do it ourselves. We should be able to find a way and means within our own environment and our own mindset and our own capabilities to achieve whatever we would like to achieve. And that's all I've been doing. People often look at me and say, how the fuck are you going to Paris? How are you going this and how are you doing that? And people get jealous because I'm here. People sponsored me to come here. People helped me to come here. People have been helping me for the last 18 months. In return and in the exchange of energy, it's not like I'm begging for people to help me. It's an exchange of energy. And when we take money out of the equation, we can exchange anything we want to. Some things do need money, of course. But soon those days will also be gone. Soon I'm very much closer to nature now than I've ever been in all my life. Even though as a kid I was running around feeding chickens and chasing foxes and riding horses, I feel now very, very close to Mother Nature. I'm very, very close to the planet. Very, very close to what's going on around with the energies. And seeing all of these multi-dimensional aspects of life. Lots of deja vu. Heaps of synchronicities. Numbers like going off the charts. Phone numbers of McDonald's at the end of the road ends in quadruple 8. The order that I gave last night ended in the number numerology was 9. And again this morning I had coffee there and the numerology of the number was 11. Everything is going back to these very simple numbers that are a guide to me. And as a soul sister said to me yesterday, I was talking about the synchronicities to my counterpart and how they were leading me to that path of my counterpart. And then she actually said to me, no, she said, Dean, these messages are for you and you alone. They're for your journey. And however you interpret them, and they're for your path. It's your path. It's my path. And it's my path alone. And it's your path alone. If certain people come together along our path, they become part of our path. They don't take our path. They join our path. And they contribute. And they may stay forever. And they may disappear again. So paths are paths, aren't they? The direction in which we're going is the size and scale of what we're doing is incredible. From a minuscule scale to a massive scale. And we're all capable of doing that. We're all capable of achieving our goals and dreams and ambitions. And one of the things that I discussed today, and is a topic of mine that I really want to focus on in 2019, is How can I share this way of living, this way of doing business that I'm doing now, this way of living, this way of doing business, this way of applying pure spiritual concepts to our living being? How can I share that with the youth? How can I share that in universities? How can I share that in schools? And I know that many of you that are on my path now, and part of my path now, are teachers. Spirituality and teaching comes together. Education and spirituality comes together. Communication and education come together. So therefore it's all connected. And one of the things that is part of my project next year in Mauritius is to lecture at the University of Mauritius to the Faculty of Engineering. But today we realize that this is the potential to lecture the politicians, the government and the people, and share this inspiration, these possibilities and capabilities through empowerment, through self-empowerment. It costs no money. Through our own actions, we generate our own world, immediate world, and those that we are connected to immediately impact on our world, and we impact on theirs. Therefore, that's an exchange of energy that's powerful. If you bring that group of people together, that's a very powerful force. Much like the yellow jackets that are supposed to be in Paris somewhere, and I've been here for 2 days and I haven't seen one yellow jacket, to be honest. But I did hear today that they've been restricted in their movement to one particular area of Paris. There is one metro station I know that's closed for security reasons. But I haven't seen a large presence of police. I haven't seen a large presence. I've seen an army group of 8 soldiers walking the streets, but there is a national security alert in Paris that's been here for a long time, so it didn't faze me. So sharing this knowledge is important because the media blows it all out of proportion. What I've learned from this wonderful weekend is that it's okay to come to these big cities alone, on your own, with no agenda, just to explore and experience. Maybe you'll be a future tour guide. I was a tour guide to myself today because I remembered where I've been. I walked the same footsteps today as I walked with my counterpart a few years ago. I even looked at pictures that I took today, and there were pictures in virtually the same place. I haven't gone to all the places because I really don't particularly want to, but the Tour Eiffel and Trocadero were the 2 places that I wanted to come to because they're next to the River Seine. And this area impacted me the most when I was here before, and that's possibly connected to my journey, my life journey, or past lives, or some soul connections that I've got. Because there's no coincidence that Nikola Tesla also had a soft spot for Paris. He called it the City of Light. He called it his second home. This is where he had most of his teaching. This is where he learned most of his work. This is where he got into teaching his work. And this is where he got into creation. I didn't create anything today except a few. Well, I did create something today, which is the future. I created this moment. So with these new energies that are here, and I know, guys, I'm a Taurian, okay? I'm a Taurus born in 1966, and this shit's about to get real. And I know that I'm connected to a lot of Taurians. I know that I'm connected to a lot of Taurians that are ascendant sign and moon sign and sun sign. This 2019 is the beginning, and I don't want to go into talking about astrology into areas that that really other people are better off talking about. But Asturians are here for a reason, and it's our turn to impact the planet in a way that hasn't been felt since the 1936. We haven't felt this energy since 1936. So there aren't many people on this planet today that have felt this energy before. So that's why it's all new. And those that follow astrology would have been forewarned that this event is coming, that these events are coming, that this Taurus and Uranus transit is coming. It already started earlier this year, but now it's in March next year is when it goes full on for 7 years. Look at history. 1936 to 1943, look what happened. It's the same transit. You can draw a parallel, and you can do a parallel backwards and a parallel forward, and you can overlay everything, and you'll see that the planetary activity then is identical to what's happened now for the last 13 years, and you can see the same results of that astrology. Do we want to repeat history? No, I'm not going to repeat history. I'm not coming back to this fucking planet. I've done my time here. With or without my counterpart, I'm done here. I have no idea why I came back. I have no idea what I'm here for. I'm just doing what I need to do. And if that's following in somebody alongside somebody else, that's following alongside somebody else. If that's because of soul connections or whatever, it's because of that. I don't want to quantify what it is. I'm just living the experience. 25 years ago, I wasn't speaking like this. 5 years ago, I wasn't speaking like this. 3 years ago, I began to speak like this. But now, today, I fully understand why many of us are here. Because we have the tenacity, we have the balls, we have the staying power, we have the ability to transform this planet. It's not going to be a politician that transforms the planet. It's not going to be a government minister. It's not going to be a saint. It's not going to be a fucking priest. It's not going to be a guru. It's not going to be anybody famous that changes the world. It's going to be people like you and I. I know the scale of what was achieved by the great uncle of the person that I'm working with. I know what was achieved, and I know what we have in our hands, and I know the impact that this can have on the world. And I know that many that are connected to me now will be part of that project going forward. Keeping the faith, keeping belief, and keeping an open mind as to what is possible and what we are literally able to do. These energies are here for a reason. These planetary lineups are happening for a reason. Taurians, stand by, because it's our turn, it's our time. We've been prepared for this for a long time, and those that are associated with Taurians will also feel this. You know, we've cut through everything. We've cut through relationships, we've cut through our upbringing, we've cut through religion, we've cut through government, we've cut through everything. What's left is our raw, true, authentic self and vessel of love. And no matter whether people reject that love or not is irrelevant. You carry it. Nobody can take your love away. People think that they can, but they can't. It's yours. And the love that you share is yours to share. Nobody can take that away from you. Nobody can say, I don't want it. It's gone. It's unconditional. So when I see and hear silly remarks about love being taken away, it's impossible to do that. It's only ego that does that. I'm happy. I'm complete. I'm full. I am one. I'm in tune. I'm aligned. I know where I'm going. I know what I'm doing. And I know that I will get there. And I know that many, many, many others will do the same. This year is a year of transformation. This end of year, this year, we're going to see some crazy shit going down. But it's all good. Don't get drawn into it. Focus on the world that you've purified. Focus on the world that you've cleaned. Focus on the world that you love. And that's the love within the people around you. That's your world, those people around you. And enjoy what's coming. It's amazing what's coming. It's beautiful what's coming. Depending which part of the world you're in you're going to feel whatever's coming in a good way or not so good way. Enjoy this living moment as if it's your last. Set your plans, set your intentions in a positive way, and begin to manifest your own path of the future and put it into action. And then you invite others to join along. So, from Paris, I'm sending you lots of love under this full moon, under this solstice energy also. Lots of love and light. Namaste.